TV, great to have you with us for a Wednesday night, heading into round 6 this weekend. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, it's 1/3 into the season? Are we there already?
1/3 in? I don't know, you're the maths man.
The other
thing I want to know about is how come I'm stuck here on Anzac Day?
Oh, that's a very good point, and it is Anzac Day today, you're right. There's a fair bit happening out there. We're in here working, but that's okay. We do the hard yards,
I paid my respects this morning.
Yes, we do the hard yards, Steve-O. But absolutely, we pay our respects, and lest we forget. And a lot of clubs across the Big V do a brilliant job
Great
in
to
and
see.
around Anzac Day as well, have done for many, many years. Now, we mentioned last week what we would be doing tonight, and we are looking at the top 5 female import forwards, forward centres over the last 5 years. Now, last week, Wednesday and Thursday, we looked at guards, female and male, and a lot of conjecture. Like, we absolutely sparked some debate, and I've got a belief that it's going to happen again, Steve. I think we're going to spark a lot of debate over the next 2 nights.
Well, I have to agree, because if there wasn't enough fighting, in-house fighting in here, just wait until the list goes public, and then it's on for young and old.
As we said last week, it was most of the imports that come across in the women's divisions are forward, so it just added more competition to these spots for us.
Here we go. No particular order. And there are some ripping players who have missed this list. I can't believe some of the players who have missed this list, but that's okay. It's a group discussion. You can't always win. Start us off, Craig. Who have you got? It's not in any particular order, but our first name.
From Hume City, also a WNBL player, very good player.
No brainer.
Easy decision, I think.
No
this one.
brainer.
MVP in 2014. MVP in 2015, MVP in 2016.
If there was
state championship women,
if there was a numerical order, if we were going with top of the list, this is probably it.
Colleen Planeta.
Yes, no doubt about it. Starred in the competition. Don't know whether we'll see her back in the competition anytime soon, but she's doing wonderful things in the WNBL over in Adelaide, of course. But she was arguably one of, if not the best player that Hume City has had over the last 10 years.
She's one of the best players at Big V.
Yes.
That's a big call too, because Hume City have had absolutely
they've had some
throughout
stars.
the years.
Stars.
But I tend to agree. If there's any one particular name in the female game in terms of Big V, the first one that I'd reel off 11 times out of 10, Colleen Planeta.
There were plenty of punch-ups as we discussed this, but Colleen Planeta did not require any argument whatsoever. Okay, another player that requires absolutely no confusion or debate is Amber Hege from the Ringwood Hawks. Dominated this competition, Steve.
Well, it was nearly an arch rival of Planeta's, because they went
There's some overlap.
toe-to-toe for a couple of years, especially in those grand final years as well. Just over 18 points per game, nearly 11 rebounds per game across her span at Ringwood. She had WNBL experience as well. I think she played for the Boomers.
Played for the Boomers, yeah.
It was a really great pickup out at the Hawks.
And I'm happy to go on record as saying the best import Ringwood's had in the last 10 years. I don't think I'll have any argument whatsoever about that.
That's a big call too.
It
could be an accurate call. Just the quality of imports they've had. That's all I'm saying.
I think it is very much an accurate call, Craig. All right, player number 3, talking about forward centre import females in the last 10 years, Steve-O.
Well, actually, to talk about players who have gone on to bigger and better things in the country, this one's also gone on to receive WNBL contracts.
Yes.
Out at Sunbury, was a champion in Division 1 women, was a champion at state championship women.
MVP.
The person who ended Colleen Planeta's MVP run.
Yes.
Courtney Duver out of Sunbury.
The Duver Dam, and we hope to see her back next season. I think we will see her back at Sunbury next season. Of course, she's recovering from an ACL at the moment. But I'm fairly certain that she's already contracted for next season at Sunbury, so I think you'll see her back on court. No doubt whatsoever. But look, in that 2-year stretch, easily the most successful period for the Sunbury Jets women's program over the last decade. and she was a star of that 2-year
You
run.
could do it
Yeah, she
all
was
on both
dominant.
ends of the floor.
Yep, no doubt. Okay, so that's 3. Colleen Planeta, Amber Hege, Courtney Duva. It's a pretty good list, as you can tell. Should I mention a couple of players who haven't made it?
Go for it.
Well, can I mention one in particular? Because the list is long, but can I mention one in particular who hasn't made it, who was a very, very prominent player for the Ringwood Hawks, and that's Amanda Benke, has just missed out. She was a ripper of a player for the Hawks.
Had 2 years there.
Yep.
And averaged 13.5 rebounds while she was there, 17 points, 1.5 assists. Very tough to miss that.
Has just missed the list. Okay, next player, we've got 2 to go. Craig.
From Latrobe City, one of those players who absolutely blew the house down with one
Season wonder.
stellar season.
Bang.
Lindsey Harding, over 20 points a game, 21 rebounds per game.
I've been hanging around this league for, some will say, far too long, and that's okay. I agree with you, but 15 plus years, I have not come across a player, male or female competition, that's averaged a 2020 season, and she just ripped the competition to shreds.
Well, the Energy had a knack of finding really great forwards, didn't they?
Yep.
Over a space of 4 or 5 years too, and this was just one of them. 2020, that's remarkable.
The New Yorker just came in and cleaned up in 2014, and I think has gone back to the States and carved out a career in teaching, I think. But she was just a whirlwind, one season wonder. What a wonder she was. 2020 season was just incredible.
Yeah, that's insane. And finaling?
No, terrible.
That's a bad word.
The final name
That's the one.
on the list, again in no particular order. We're going to hand it over to you, Steve-O, because there was a lot to like about this player in her time here as well.
Correct. Spent some time at the Western Port Steelers, where she was originally picked up. Made the move to Chelsea to play a couple of years. Unfortunately,
Won a
not
championship.
in the Big V this
Won a championship,
year.
yeah, she did.
But that's Malaika Jackson.
Yes, had to go home before the start of the season. Was it injury? I can't remember.
I thought it was family.
Illness, yeah, it might have been too. And I know that Chelsea were devastated with that news and had to work quickly to find a replacement. But Malaika Jackson, over her time here, just dominated. And again, another one of these players that just did a bit of everything and was a huge part in Chelsea's rise to the top.
Just a walking 20 and 10, and you could let her make decisions with the ball in her hand too. She could play at the top of the key and
Very
pass,
versatile.
could shoot, could finish inside. You couldn't really match up with her. You put a small on her, go down to the post, put a big on her, she'd go around them.
Don't be surprised if we see her back out here in the future.
Oh,
as
yeah.
well.
Superstar,
Don't be surprised.
superstar.
Yeah. So there's our fight. Look, there are some unbelievable players who have missed the list, especially I think back over the years, a lot of the forward centres that Mildura has picked up. And usually those players are here for 1 year and then they're done. None of those players have had a 2020 season like Lindsey Harding in one season, but a lot of very good players from the Mildura Heat, the Lady Heat, over the last 10 years, in and out. Ali Gloyd, I mean, they've had heaps. But it was tough. It was super tough to put this list together.
I think we saw how tough it was when the only player that could make it off one season had to average 20 and 20.
Any other comments, Steve? Because you and I had a fair debate over a lot of these players.
Well,
They got aggressive at times.
Yeah,
I saw another side of you. It wasn't pretty.
I don't want to mention any more because I don't want to kickstart things again. So.
Yeah, no, people see you as this very placid, mild-mannered person.
It's the on-camera personality of
Mate,
Steve Chalmers.
we saw it. I've never seen a guy throw chairs like this bloke here. It was fierce. Apologies to Basketball Victoria for all the holes in the wall, by the way. Hey, coming up tomorrow night, we're doing the same thing again, of course. We're going to sit here and look at the top 5 male imports forward centres for the last 10 years. And out of the 4 segments we've done on this, easily the most heated debate around that list coming up tomorrow night. So make sure you join us then. Of course, again, to everybody that has paid tribute and celebrated Anzac Day today, well done. It is one of the biggest days on the calendar here in Australia, and we've had another big one. See you tomorrow night, Big V TV.